that too in CMA final level. Okay, before knowing about preparation strategy, first we need to understand what is the current exam pattern. So what kind of questions are being posed in exams? Then how to know about all these things? For this purpose, you need to refer model question paper which was issued by CMA Institute. So for every attempt, CMA Institute will issue model question paper. The pattern and the type of questions that are covered in MQP will be same in public exam also. Say for example, in MQP, if they asked theory questions for 50% weightage and practical questions for 50% weightage, then in the respect to public exam, the same pattern will be followed. That means for June 2024 attempt, so what pattern will be followed by CMA Institute? We can know about that pattern based on model question paper which is applicable to June 2024 attempt. But this model question paper is not yet released by CMA Institute. So that's why I am making this video based on model question paper of last attempt, that is December 2023 attempt. And the pattern that was being followed in model question paper of December 2023 attempt is followed as it is in December 2023 public exam also. So that's why now I am displaying December 2023 exam question paper. So let's see the current pattern now, and I'm giving disclaimer here. This pattern may be followed in June 2024 attempt also, but whether they will follow this or not, it all depends upon model question paper which is issued for this attempt. So if there is any change in model question paper, then definitely we will come up with a video regarding that point. Otherwise, this video will be applicable as it is. So the entire question paper was divided into two sections, that is section A and section B. So in case of section A, you can find multiple choice questions. How many multiple choice questions? 15 multiple choice questions, and each carrying 2 marks. And how many questions you need to answer? No, there is no choice. That's why you need to answer all the questions. So total 15 into 2, 30 marks. No choice in MCQs. But in case of section B, all are descriptive questions. Okay, then how many questions will be there? 7 questions, and each question will carry 14 marks. Okay, how many questions we need to answer? We need to answer only 5 questions. That means we can take 2 questions as choice. So out of 7 questions, we need to answer 5 questions. So 5 into 14. So it will get the balance mark. Next one. Now let's look at the MCQs, how they are framed. So question 1. So in MCQs, question number 1. So this is direct MCQ and very easy also. So this is direct MCQ and this is also very easy. This is also direct MCQ and easy. So this is also direct MCQ and it is easy. So this is also direct MCQ and it is easy. Next one. And this is direct MCQ and it is also easy. Next one. This is direct MCQ and it is also easy. Sir, you are saying each and everything is easy. Okay, wait. So this is also direct question and it is also easy. But this is somewhat tricky. So those who are having conceptual clarity can only answer this kind of questions. So this is tricky question. This is not so direct question. This is indirect question and it is a tricky question. And those who listen the classes very well, those who are having conceptual clarity can answer this kind of questions. And this is also tricky. Need some conceptual clarity to answer this kind of questions, as well as this is indirect question. So this is tricky question. So we need to understand the concept first, then only we can answer this kind of questions. So this is also not a direct question, this is indirect question. Sir, what is the difference between direct question and indirect question? So direct question. So those who read that theory can easily answer it. There is no problem. Indirect questions. Those who read that theory, so they can't answer this kind of questions. Then who can answer this kind of questions? So those who read the theory in conceptual manner, only those people can answer this kind of questions. So those who are having conceptual clarity about that particular topic, only those people can answer this kind of questions. So these questions are indirectly framed questions. They are not direct questions. So they are not so easy to answer. So for you, if this question looks like easy question, then definitely you are having conceptual clarity on this point. Next one. Out of 20 questions, up to 11 questions. So majority questions are direct and easy questions. And only few questions are indirect questions which are tricky in nature, which requires conceptual clarity. So that means the person who read the theory at least once can easily score majority marks in MCQs. Because how many questions are tricky here? Only 3 questions. So out of 11 questions, 3 questions are tricky. And what about 8 questions? They're very simple. That means out of 11 questions, 11 into 2, 22 marks. So out of 22 marks, any person can easily score how many marks? 16 marks. They can easily score 16 marks. So MCQs are very important in examination point of view, because a person with basic knowledge can easily get 16 marks. And the person who is having conceptual clarity, so they can easily get 22 out of 22 marks. Next one. Sir, is it sufficient to read the MCQs which are given at the end of each chapter in Institute Study Material? Okay, before this attempt, out of 15 questions or out of 10 questions, majority questions are from study material only. But for this attempt, no MCQ is taken from study material MCQs. That means we need to refer entire theory. Entire theory. Just we need to refer, no need to mug up. Just refer entire theory. Just understand entire theory. So no need to by heart it. So just read and understand. It will be sufficient. Then you can score easily 22 out of 22. Okay, sir. I will just read the content. So conceptual clarity. There is no time to get conceptual clarity on that point. Then okay, leave it. You can easily score 16 marks. Next one. So out of 30 marks, we discussed about only 22 marks. That means out of 15 MCQs, we discussed about only 11 MCQs. And what about balance 4 MCQs? Let's see. So these 4 MCQs are interlinked with each other. So how they are interlinked with each other? They are interlinked with each other based on this scenario. So till now, all 11 questions are independent questions. But from 12th question to 15th question, all are interlinked with each other based on this scenario. So for this purpose, first we need to read this scenario. So after understanding this scenario, we need to answer balance 4 questions. Okay. Then what about balance 4 questions? So this is easy and direct. This is easy, and this is easy, and this is also easy. So only 3 questions are difficult. Remaining all questions are very easy. And what is the difference between first 11 questions and balance 4 questions? For first 11 questions, so the amount of time is very less, because just read the question and put the answer. But for balance 4 questions, first you need to read the scenario. Later you need to understand that scenario. And based on that scenario, you need to answer each and every question. That means it is little bit time consuming. It is not difficult to answer. It is easy to answer only. But the problem is time. It will take much time when compared to remaining 11 MCQs. But moreover, all these 4 MCQs are also easy. So out of 30 marks, so for this attempt, an average student can easily get how many marks? So he can easily get, so 8 plus 16, 24 marks. He can easily get 24 marks. What about 6 marks? It all depends upon conceptual clarity. If that person is having minimum conceptual clarity, not expert knowledge, if he is having minimum conceptual clarity, then he can answer remaining 6 marks also. That means total 30 marks. So very scoring, very scoring. Next one. Now let's see section B. Okay. In case of section B, so all questions are descriptive type questions, and some are theory questions and some are practical questions. Okay. So in this paper, majority questions are theory questions only. Only few questions are practical questions. But for June 2023 attempt, majority questions are practical questions. Now, what is the situation? For June 2024, what will be the pattern? What will be the weightage? So for that purpose, we need to wait for MQP. I already said to refer MQP of that attempt. So we need to wait for that MQP. So till then, follow this pattern. So this is based on last exam. Okay. Here, first question. This is a theory question, direct theory question. Direct theory question. 2B, it is also theory question, but given in some indirect manner. But no need to worry. You can easily understand and you can easily write the answer. So first two questions are theory questions only. Question number 2 completed. Next, this is also theory, this is also theory. Entire third question is also theory question. Next. So this is practical question, this is practical question. So question number 4 is completely practical type. Next, question number 5. So this is theory question. However, this is practical question. So partly theory, partly practical. And this is completely theory. And this is also completely theory. And this is also completely theory. That means out of 7 questions, you can take 2 questions a choice. So if you take question number 4 as well as question number 5. So if you take these 2 questions as choice, then definitely there is no practical question in your paper, because remaining all questions are theory questions only. But you need to wait for MQP to get exact clarity of how questions being posed in exam. So what is the weightage of theory questions and what is the weightage of practical questions? So we can know only after issuing MQP. So we need to wait for that MQP. Next one. Sir, which kind of questions are better to answer in exams? Is it theory question or practical question? Very simple, it is theory question. Why? Because theory questions are less time consuming. So just read the question, and if you knows about the answer, you can directly write the answer. But in case of practical question, so first you need to read the entire situation. Later you need to understand the entire situation. Later you need to visualize the answer. And you need to present the answer in 3 steps: provision, analysis, conclusion. So it is time consuming. Practical questions are very easy only, but they are taking much time when compared to theory questions. So that's why my preference is theory questions. And for persons having conceptual clarity, so theory questions, practical question, so it does not matter for them. But for average students, theory questions are very score fetching. So they can easily get marks just by answering theory questions. So for them it is very, very useful. Next one. So this is the exam pattern. Next. So now how to prepare, in which order we need to prepare. So first of all, remember a point: in entire law subject, nothing is unimportant. So I'm repeating once: in entire law subject, nothing is unimportant. Everything is important. Then why I am here? Because I need to suggest you a proper order. Yes, everything is important, but everything may not be having equal importance. Some concepts are very important, some concepts are moderately important, some concepts are less important. Then how to make a preparation strategy? So first we need to give our priority to high important chapters, later moderately important chapters, later less important chapters. So every chapter, every concept is important only, but not equally important. So that's why I will provide ABC categories here. So A category means very important, B category means moderately important, C category means not unimportant. It is not unimportant, it is less important. So you may get question from any part of the material. There is no doubt in it. So you may get any question from any part of the material. So don't take any risk, read all concepts, but give your utmost priority to A, later B. If time permits, then C also. I am once again clearly making a disclaimer here. So C category questions are not unimportant questions. They are important only, but when compared to A and B category, they are very less important. Okay. Now let's see the weightage. Based on weightage, so let's classify the topics into three categories, that is A, P, C. So Companies Act 2013. Companies Act 2013. So this is high weightage act. That's why we need to give A category. A category for Companies Act 2013. Next one. And what about insolvency and bankruptcy code? So this is also very important for both MCQs as well as descriptive portion. So that's why this is also A category. Then what about corporate governance and social responsibility and sustainability? So even though its weightage is 10%, but we need to put lots of efforts in order to read and remember this content. So that's why I am giving it B category. So this B category is only for 10% weightage. If that weightage is very less, then definitely I will provide C category. So here weightage is more. That's why I am giving B category. So Companies Act A category, IBC A category, and corporate governance and social responsibility and sustainability B category. Next one. What about SEBI regulations? A category. So after completion of Companies Act, refer SEBI regulations because both are interlinked with each other. Next one. Competition Act. This is B category. B category. So you can understand this concept, and it is very lengthy. First of all, it is very lengthy, but your weightage is only just 5%. So that's why let's make it as B category instead of A category. And PEMA. So lots of content is involved here, and it is not so easy to remember the content. That's why, and moreover, its weightage is also 5%. That's why this is also B category. Next one. Banking sector related laws as well as insurance sector related laws. So these two chapters combinedly provide only 5%. Okay, so that's why this is also classified as B category. So why B category? Why not C category? Because it will take less time in order to read those two chapters. That's why I am providing B category. Next one. MSME related rules and cyber security and data privacy related concepts. So these are technically tricky. That's why, and moreover weightage is also very less. That's why I am giving C category status. So finally we came to C category status. Okay, and what about anti-money laundering, that is PMLA? This is very important. So very less number of pages, that is less content, but it is having 5% weightage. That's why A category. So this is the entire categorization. So Companies Act A category, IBC A category, corporate governance B, SEBI A, competition B, FEMA B, and banking sector, insurance sector laws B. Or you may take it as C also, no issue. If you want to take, you can take if time is not sufficient. Next one. MSME, cyber security and data privacy, always C category, and anti-money laundering A category. I am repeating once again, C category are not unimportant. They are relatively less important. And some people may ask, sir, in Companies Act also there are so many chapters. So which chapter is important? That means which chapter is having more weightage and which chapter is having less weightage. So for them, I will provide the analysis for the chapters which are there in Companies Act. So first one, company formation as well as conversion. So this is B category chapter, and moreover this concept is already there in CMA interlevel. So that's why you can easily read this content. There is no problem. Investment and loans, A category. Dividends, B category. Accounts and audit, B category. Board of directors and key managerial personnel, A category. You can give it as A plus category also. So that is the importance of board of directors concept. So board meetings and procedures, A category. Inspection, inquiry, investigation, B category. Compromises, arrangements and amalgamations, prevention, operation, mismanagement. So both are B category. Sir, you are not saying any concept as C category because the Companies Act itself is very important. So how can I give C category? Because the entire Companies Act is A category only. Entire Companies Act is A category. Then how can I give C category? And moreover, the weightage of Companies Act is 40%. So don't take any risk here by taking any chapter's choice. So read all chapters, but in what order? In the order of first A category and secondly B category. Next one. Sir, how to prepare law? So till now I covered few points. Now I will cover some more points. So how to read and remember law? Because there are so many provisions. So how to understand those provisions and how to remember those provisions, that is very important. So first of all, you need to read the provision. So how to read the provision? This is very, very important because what you are reading is very important so that you can understand it, the provision in a very true sense. So for this purpose, you need to use nothing but grammatical points. So what are grammatical points? If there is full stop, you need to stop the provision there. If there is comma, you need to stop for some time and later you need to continue. So if you did like that, then you can understand the provision in a better manner. So just mugging up is not sufficient to understand the provision. So you need to read the provision in a proper manner. That is very, very important. So just reading from A to Z is completely waste of time. So read according to grammatical meaning. Then you can easily understand what lawmaker want to say to us. So reading is very important. Okay. Then how to remember that much of theory content? Okay. So this much of theory content. So it is very hard to remember this much of theory content. Then is there any solution for this? Yes, definitely there is a solution. So you need to frame an example. So just frame an example and correlate the theory content to that example. Then you can easily answer the question. Say for example, incorporation of company. So what is the procedure for incorporation of company? So there are lots of steps involved here. But in order to remember that content, you can take a practical example. Imagine yourself as a cost accountant and there was a client and he wants you to incorporate the company. Now what you will do? So think like that and you can easily remember the concept. So first, client will come and ask to incorporate the company. Okay. Later you will ask documents from the client. Okay. Later you will prepare documents to be forwarded to ROC. That is okay. And later you will forward the documents to ROC and ROC will verify the same and finally he will issue certificate of incorporation. So like this you need to remember by linking that entire theory content into an example. So this is how we need to remember the theory content. Sir, for few cases this is possible, but there are some other cases where interlinking with example is very difficult. Then what to do? Very simple. So whenever you feel difficultness in reading any provision or in remembering any provision, then so just ask your concerned faculty to explain the concept. Because for the first time, when you are reading that content for the first time, you may not understand it in a better manner. But if you approach a faculty and pose your doubt, then definitely he will try to help you. So after getting the knowledge of that point, you can easily correlate with any other example. Because in order to link with example, first you need to have some clarity. So without having clarity on that concept, you can't create any example for it. That's why you need to get conceptual clarity first. later you need to frame an example and you need to correlate both these things together. So at later point of time, just remember the example. By remembering the example, you can write the steps that was involved in the question. So this is how we need to read and understand and reproduce the theory content. And one more important point, don't leave any topic as choice, because in MCQs also, so you need to read each and every theory question, because MCQ may be posed from any question, any corner. Yes, they are easy to answer only. So out of 30, you can get 22 marks around or 24 marks around. Okay, then what about balance 6 to 8 marks? For getting balance 6 to 8 marks, you need to read the entire theory content. There is no other option. Sir, I will take this 6 to 8 marks as choice, sir. Alright, they are very easy. These 6 to 8 marks are also very easy, provided if you read the entire content. So conceptual clarity is missing there. So if you read the content with conceptual clarity, then no need to remember it. No need to reproduce it. Just by looking at the question, you can easily put the answer. Okay. So by this, I'm concluding this video. Thank you.